Peggy 18.
Welcome, folks, to the place where you're going to learn what's next for Far Cry 6. I'm your host, Chris Waters, and today we're showing you the new expansion that's coming out very, very soon, and the new features for Far Cry 6 that are out today. What are these new features, you may ask? Well, friends, these are those features.
It's been a hell of a year in Far Cry 6, but the thrills are just kicking up. Starting with a free trial for the game, available now on all platforms. Explore, survive, and liberate the first island, Isla Sontorio, and discover why critics say Far Cry 6 is a non-stop thrill ride from start to finish, and the strongest entry in the series. Join millions of players in the Far Cry community for free and get a taste of what Yara has to offer. And the best part? Your progression will be saved when you buy the full game. Now, whether you're joining us for the first time or you're a seasoned gorilla, much has changed in Far Cry 6 since day one. Kicking things off with the highly requested New Game Plus mode, available now for free. Begin a new journey with all your equipment. Relive your favorite missions with better gear, opening new possibilities. Enjoy the new Completionist Aid feature that will help you track your progression as you uncover all of Yara's secrets. Let's also not forget about all the other updates added throughout the year. Face a real challenge with the new Guerrilla mode, perfect for New Game Plus and co-op sessions. Enjoy the new ammo system. No more running to a workbench mid-fight. 4 new loadout slots to adapt to any situation in the middle of the action. As well as new interactions with your favorite amigos. They like cars too now. Enjoy the 4 explosive special operations added since launch by yourself or with a friend in co-op. And last but not least, experience our 3 free blockbuster crossover missions featuring Danny Trejo, Rambo, and Stranger Things.
What the hell is that?
Whether you are new to the fight or a returning vet looking for new thrills, there has never been a better time to get to Yara. The Far Cry community welcomes you with open arms.
It's been a fast-paced and action-packed year on Far Cry 6. We've added a bunch of new features as well as new content. Some of the highlights include the ability to swap your ammo on the fly, switching to that incendiary or AP ammo as the situation demands. Customizable loadouts, allowing you to change out which gear set you're using based on the enemy you're facing. There were some amigos that really should be riding in cars with you that we made sure could, especially folks like Chicharron and Chorizo. You feel so bad when you leave them on the side of the road. They need to come with you in the car.
Good dog.
So we've got 3 big highlighting features for the Far Cry 6 update today. We have Completionist Aid, which allows players who want to find that last activity or that last collectible a little bit of aid to figure out where they missed that one to get that 100% mark. You still have to find them. You still get that experience, that gameplay, but gives you the ability to hone in on where those remaining elements are. We've got New Game Plus. For those of you who have already finished the campaign who want to come back and try all the new things we've added, experience Far Cry again, bringing your gear with you on this new journey, but rediscovering the world of Yara. And finally, for players who haven't already experienced Far Cry 6, we have a free trial allowing you to play through Isla Santuario to see the opening chapter of Far Cry 6 and Danny's experience in Yara before deciding if you want to continue on.
Well, how about that? New Game Plus, Completionist Aid, plus a free trial for Far Cry 6. It's all available for free. Update your game, it'll be in there now. Immediately following this showcase, I'll be playing Far Cry 6 with creative director Ben Hall right here to show off these new features and check them out. I hope you'll stick around. Now, I did mention an expansion, and an expansion you shall have. Here is your exclusive first look at Far Cry 6 Lost Between Worlds.
Bingo. I'm dead.
You were, but I brought you back.
What are you?
A non-corporeal extraterrestrial consciousness. You destroyed my vessel, and until you help me fix it, we're both stuck here.
Oh no. I need to get out. What even is this place?
A fractured world. A non-linear progression of rifts. Each a different reality. With different rules, different dangers.
You said we'd both get out of here. Did you lie?
I'm sorry, but this isn't over.
Lost Between Worlds is going to be a new chapter for Danny Rojas and the player, where we're going to take what they know about Yara, and we're going to rip it to pieces, and we're going to fuse it back together again with this extraterrestrial story, which throws Danny and the player into these different situations.
Danny goes to investigate a meteorite and discovers it's not a meteorite at all, it's actually spacecraft. And this spacecraft contains an extraterrestrial named Faye.
We have a name.
This vessel that they come across in the forest is going to end up getting them trapped, and they're going to be trapped inside what we call the encasement.
Kind of like a protection protocol to protect Faye. Danny learns that she's going to be there for at least 5 million years.
5 million. I got shit to do. I need out of here.
Danny Rojas needs to repair Faye's vessel by gathering 5 shards that were broken off when Danny shot the vessel when first encountering it. Each of these shards can only be reached by traversing a series of rifts, which are fractured simulations of the world of Yara injected with extraterrestrial simulation elements, such as obscene amounts of lightning, moving cities that would normally be above land underwater.
And each of the different rifts is going to bring a new, fresh, different experience that's really going to push survival. You're going to have to overcome combat, you're going to have to parkour, you're going to have to solve puzzles.
The gameplay is highly varied. It puts Danny in situations that we haven't seen before. And Danny's been in some pretty strange situations, so, that's saying a lot.
Each rift's got something different about it that's going to give you a new surprise. One of the ones that stands out to me is Storm Runner, where you'd get dropped in, it's nighttime. At first things look kind of normal, and you're like, okay, what's happening? You step out into the rain, and boom! You get almost struck to death by a lightning strike, and it turns out that as part of the simulation being damaged, that particular rift was there to gain knowledge about weather and weather systems. So now you've got to try and work out your path, moving from safety spot to safety spot, defending yourself against shard faces, which are the defense units that the vessel's basically employed and spawned to protect itself against you. So to collect the 5 shards, you've got to jump through the different rifts, and each of the rifts has got 2 portals, a purple one and an orange one, and they're in different places in the rift. And to get to them, there'll be different puzzles to solve, there'll be different objectives. And then as a player, you get to decide which one of the portals you're going to jump through, and that's going to lead you through to get to one of the shards. If you're successful, you bring that back to Faye. Cool things are going to happen. You're maybe going to get some superpowers and some new gear, new tools that are going to help you next time you go through. And then you can use the rift map to then decide, okay, I didn't go that way last time, I'll go that way. Or I did go that way and I know that's got something cool in it, so I'm going to jump in there again. I'm going to use my fractal bomb, which is maybe one of the tools that you can collect that's going to give you shortcuts through that rift. You can start to master the rift. Each time you come back with a shard, you get more powerful, you get more knowledgeable, and you start to be able to carve your own path as you work your way through the rifts.
We wanted something that was easy to pick up, easy to get into, that develops nuance and depth and encourages mastery over time. We landed on a color combat mechanic of red and blue. I can swap between that ammo on the fly, or I can have weapons set up with one ammo or another. And these very simple, straightforward choices allow for the development of strategy and mastery as you learn which enemy archetypes are going to be which color, because they're all either red or blue. There are none that are both. You'll find that certain approaches and strategies are more appropriate for you in that moment. Sometimes you need to stand and fight. Sometimes you need to run and gun. Sometimes you want to stealth. Sometimes you just need to run. We knew there would be accessibility concerns that we needed to tackle. And so we've leveraged a host of features to ensure that everyone can customize the experience to meet their needs and continue to enjoy that core mechanic of Lost Between Worlds.
So there will be moments in Lost Between Worlds where you will die. You'll take a wrong turn and you'll end up dropping to your death in a bubbling pool of lava somewhere. And you may be thinking at that point, oh, I'm so close to getting a shard, and I'm gonna go all the way back to the encasement, and I'm gonna go back to Faye, I'm gonna lose my weapons, I'm gonna lose my gadgets, and I'm gonna have to start out.
You probably haven't grasped this, but time isn't linear for the
I live, I die.
So you can go back to Faye, and you can do the run again, you can use the shortcuts you've unlocked, and you can work your way back through the rifts. You could try a different path and avoid that rift altogether. Or you can use what we call glints. So spread throughout the rifts are these small, shimmering, cool things that make this really interesting sound, so they always catch your attention no matter where they are, but quite often they'll be out of the way. So if you go off and explore the rifts and you actually spend time looking in some of the nooks and crannies, those glints then become something that you can use to retry a rift where you are. So you can save your progression by using the glints that will let you retry a rift. So as you play more, you collect more glints, you get more powerful, you find more shortcuts, and each of these different parts make you more powerful and allow you to get quicker and quicker at going off and finding the shards and repairing the vessel.
I see.
Players are going to have to navigate many of the rifts more than once. And we knew that from the beginning, so we wanted to make sure that there was a development and a growth to that experience. First and foremost, we wanted the rifts to be something players could learn and master.
So after you've collected your first shard, you've done a successful run, you've survived, and as part of that scenario, you're going to get a new tool.
And those tools include a rift key, a fractal bomb, and a grapple hook. The rift key can be used to open doors that seem out of place many times. Once you have the key, you can go right through and find a shortcut. The fractal bomb allows crystal walls to be destroyed by the players, allowing you to find new routes through levels, allowing you to find upgraded weapons and other goodies such as gadgets. And the grapple hook unlocks new routes as well.
And this is all part of the process of as you collect shards and you bring them back, you get more powerful. You take new routes through the rifts that you've been through before that give you a new experience.
The primitive human form is valuable.
Yeah, this primitive form gets shit done.
So when the narrative team was tasked with creating an extraterrestrial character, there were many different archetypes to consider. And ultimately we landed on an archetype for Faye that revolved around the superior AI who believes that humans are quite primitive.
If the protocol actually kills you, think of what I'll learn then.
But we decided to put a spin on that. Players will find the outcome kind of unexpected, a little bit terrifying without spoiling anything. Ultimately, I hope they're satisfied by the story and the journey that they've gone on in Lost Between Worlds.
We wanted to put Danny in a situation where it was them, and with a little help from Faye, really have to go on this journey together. And it's really about discovering a little bit more about who they are and their relationship and their arcs and how they change throughout the narrative.
Has your soggy meat brain forgotten how it reached this cavern?
We had the entire team pitching level concepts And these concepts were developed alongside the story itself. We really got to build something unique, surreal, off of a process that I think was quite successful.
Once more, for those of you updating the group thread, Lost Between Worlds, the new Far Cry 6 expansion, is out next week on December 6th. A mere 7 days until you can dive into a fractured reality of surprising and thrilling and very dangerous connected worlds. And there's a few ways you can do that. You own Far Cry 6, you pick up Lost Between Worlds for a cool $19.99. That's it, you're in. Or snag the Upgrade Pass, which includes the Lost Between Worlds expansion and the Season Pass, including all the Play as Villain DLCs. That's on sale for just $30. Scenario 3. You don't own Far Cry 6. Treat yourself to the whole kit and caboodle, which is on sale now for 60% off. That's the full game, the Lost Between Worlds expansion, the Season Pass with all the DLC, $50, all in. And that's our show. Far Cry 6 Lost Between Worlds is out on December 6th. We hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. And now, the stream continues. Creative director Ben Hall is joining me. We're diving into Far Cry 6 to show off all the new features that were just updated today. What's so plus about a new game plus? We're gonna find out together.